Good evening. Welcome to Ensemble on Cable 14. I'm your host, Jamie Tennant. If you don't know the show, this is a program where we take 4 singer-songwriters from the local area, put them in a room together, and have them share their songs and stories with one another and with you at home. We also give them a common theme to work around, and that theme today is Unsung Heroes. Now, our moderator for tonight is Wendell Ferguson. Wendell says he's never worked a day in his life. I guess he's not counting all those hours he took honing his songwriting skills and his guitar playing. Well, those hours paid off. He's been awarded the award for Guitar Player of the Year 6 times at the Canadian Country Music Awards, and his album Ménage à Moi won the 2010 Folk Music Award for Best Instrumental Album of the Year. John Brooks has received his 3rd Songwriter of the Year nomination from the Canadian Folk Music Awards. That's 3 nominations in 5 years. Just another few accolades and a storied career for the Toronto area folk musician. He's also a published essayist as well. His most recent album, Delicate Cages, was released just this May by Borealis Records. Judi Rideout plays music that is close to country. You could call it folk rock. And together, solo and together with her band, The Ex-Husbands, she's opened for the likes of Willie P. Bennett and Tom Wilson, and she's done her share of festival shows as well. Right now, Judi Rideout and The Ex-Husbands are the house band at the Robot Cafe in Port Dover. And finally, Shawn, a.k.a. the Crooked Cowboy. He's been playing since he went to a bluegrass jam in Hamilton and when he was 14 years old. And he has been playing all around the continent ever since, despite the physical challenges he faces as a result of Morquillo syndrome. Hasn't slowed him down any. He's won 2 Central Canadian Bluegrass Awards and worked with the likes of Fred J. Eaglesmith, Ray Materick, Sherry Keane, and Natalie McMaster. So those are our players for today. Let's hand the mic over to Wendell for today's episode of Ensemble.
Thank you very much, Jamie. And we got an exciting show for you here tonight. I'm so excited to be, at my age, I'm excited to be just about anywhere. First guy up to my right, you're correct. He's known as a very serious songwriter, and he's traveled the entire world. I'm honored to sit beside him. Would you please welcome John Brooks?
Thanks, Wendell.
Well, I think we decided on a theme of unsung Canadian heroes for this ensemble show today. And this is a song I wrote after I read the book Shake Hands with the Devil. And for anyone who hasn't read that book, I recommend it. It's the kind of book that you read a chapter and you throw it against the wall, and then you go back and pick it up, and then you read the next chapter, and you hurl it against the wall again. It's about Senator Romeo Dallaire's experience in 1994 Rwanda. And particularly about something that back in the American Civil War they called soldier's heart. World War I, they called it shell shock. World War II, war insanity. Throughout the ages, it's also just been callously regarded as simply cowardice. But of course, we know it today by its clinical name, post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't like the word disorder at the end because I think that anybody who goes off to experience war and is not a psychopath comes home with this tragic condition which we have no cure for today. This is a song named after the capital city of Rwanda. It's called Kigali. It's about a guy comes home to Montreal life, try to fit himself back into his civilian clothes again. And it's in the key of G, should any of my new friends here want to join in. Granddad was a Vandu in 25, left Grosbeck in 45, and Grandma was a Dutch girl and a war bride. And my dad, like his dad, came home quiet to love us with few words. To know him, I had to become him. I left Somalia for a new chapter 6. Was discharged in 94 from the Amaharo barracks. But I don't know the way, I don't know the way home from Kigali. Does your heart know the way? Does your heart know the way home from Kigali? Ecstasy and Zoloft help turn landmine rings back into cell phones, and Linda back home to her parents. Yeah, I tripped up the 12 steps to fall back down. I joined a prayer group, though I know that I can not be found. One night I asked Jesus if he knew the way. I was drunk at last call, but I swore I heard him say, I don't know the way, I don't know the way home from Kigali. Does your heart know the way? Does your heart know home from Kigali? Does your heart know the way? Does any heart here know the way home from Kigali? In back rooms in blacklight down St. Catherine, into that soft abyss under the weight of a naked stranger. Between dances she lies back on me, and I smell her hair and her unknown skin. I brush dry lips alone. She smiles that sad smile of all souls astray. I think to ask her, though I know she'd say, I don't know the way, I don't know the way home from Kigali. Does your heart know? Does your heart know the way home from Kigali? Does your heart know the way? Does any heart here know the way home from Kigali?
John Brooks, very nice, very nice.
Oh,
I
thanks,
saw
Judi.
Romeo Dallaire on a couple of shows, and it did seem like he was in a very hard spot, and I haven't read that book, but I'm gonna now. So your work is done here. Judi, you're a Burlington gal?
I am.
How's life in the bedroom city?
It's all right.
That's what they used to call it, didn't they? Was that the
Could
name
be.
of it? Because a lot of people that lived there worked in Hamilton. So
Yeah.
anyway, what are you going to play for us? Is yours themed on Heroes as well?
It is, yeah. The song I'm going to do is called My Favorite Song, and I kind of focus more on heroes as a collective more, and just how there's like little heroic moments maybe in our lives, and that when you make that decision to make a change in your life, maybe that's a little bit of unsung heroism going on, and I think that's what this song's about. And yeah, it's called My Favorite Song. And how lucky am I to be with these handsome gentlemen and these fine players? So if you could help me out.
Yep.
Gear,
Which way did you come in?
Gear, Gear of E. I could taste the blood still on my lips. I tried to wipe it clean with my fingertips. Nobody heard me say goodbye as I changed the locks one more time. Already washed your hands of the mess you made. Set your sights on a younger, sad luck dame. Oh, how the whiskey flows in your downtown room. You were popping the red, should've stuck with the blues. I can't remember what went wrong, and I've forgotten all your favorite songs. I packed up your guitar with all your clothes. You can take the car, I'll get my own. I can't remember what went wrong. Play me some Regret. So you dish out the dirt and you turned on a dime for just a pipe full of grass to get you high. And with your knife you sure cut clean. Now there's a cold hole where my heart should be. I can't remember what went wrong, and I'd forgotten all my favorite songs. I packed up your guitar with all your clothes. You can take the car, I'll get my own. I can't remember what went wrong. I've forgotten all your favorite songs. I can't remember what went wrong. Wow, thanks, you guys. Thanks.
Excellent, Judi.
Thanks.
That's a cool name too, Rideout.
Rideout.
Rideout. Love it. There was a club in London called the Rideout.
That's
Do you remember
right,
that?
yeah.
Do you remember that?
There was
Okay.
no E in that, though. I got an E.
Oh, you got an E in there.
Yeah, O-E-T. Yeah.
All right.
Rideout.
On to the Crooked Cowboy. I don't know what's so crooked about him. Well,
I do.
Has he ever paid you on a gig? That's what's crooked about him. Shawn, we go back a long ways, don't we?
Well, yes, we do.
Also Burlington, I remember.
Yeah, the first time I met you, I think, was Larry Matson's.
Larry Matson's club in Burlington, yeah.
Yeah, Larry and Laura Matson's, yeah. And I think I was old enough to be in there.
Just barely.
Just barely, yeah. And
it's back when you were a little guy.
yeah, well, you've known me since I was little. Yeah, yeah. I've known you since I was little.
Have you got a hero song for us?
Well, you know, it's funny because I used to come and see you and Steve Smith play, and I was dabbled a little bit with you know, the pedal steel guitar for a little bit, so he was kind of a mentor and gave me some cassettes, I think, and some books, and I would come down and watch, and of course watch you play, and Shawn O'Grady and all those guys, and then of course listening to Larry and Laura sing, and my mentors and heroes in music, and I started playing when I was about 13, 14, and I was lucky enough to have some real exceptional musicians kind of guide me on how to play and how to do it. So I didn't intentionally focus to sit down and say, I'm going to write a song about this. It just kind of happened genuinely. It was one of those things that it just felt right. And,
Well, the time I met you, you'd get up at the matinees and you already knew how to play. It used to blow us away. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man. I was nervous and playing with you guys.
Didn't
Yeah.
show.
Well,
Killer flat picker.
well, thank you.
Give us a tune.
Yeah, this is, and speaking about flat picking, this is, I do a little fiddle picking in the beginning, kind of my roots coming out, and then some Johnny Cash flavor and stuff like that, and the bigger heroes that everybody kind of is aware of, and then the unsung heroes that my mentors, and you being one of them, friend. Yes, you.
It's pointed at you, John.
And new ones too. Yeah, I really like. Yeah, songs I wish I wrote. This is called "The Rhythm of the Road." Well, I learned to play from the biggest man I ever saw. He stood about 10 foot tall, a giant, I suppose. Constable Clarence McLean, that's his name. He taught me more than just one thing, pick and sing. Like the rhythm of the road, the smell of the dust, lure of the gold, sound of the soul, a tick-tock like a metronome. Well, Big Dave played the old gitbox and the mandolin too. He cross-picked a fiddle tune. It blew my mind how his fingers flew. Yeah, the big time a star will shine. 15 minutes, that's all that's mine. A moment or two, you know what I'm gonna do. Like the rhythm of the road, the smell of the dust, lure of the gold, the sound of the soul, a tick-tock like a metronome. Yeah, the big time a star will shine. 15 minutes, that's all that's mine. A moment or two, I gotta see it through. 'Cause I drank my whiskey from an old fruit jar with the fiddle's salt, the broken bottles and the broken hearts. Why, I had to pick up my jaw. Like the rhythm of the road, the smell of the dust, lure of the gold, the sound of the soul. I tick the tock like a metronome.
Nice one.
There we go.
I thought there was going to be more.
Oh, this is just a short, sweet one.
Oh, no more short jokes. Won't do any more short jokes. Okay, I prepared a song. I got to do Stan Rogers Festival one year in Cape Breton, and I don't know if anybody. Have you guys ever been to Cape Breton?
I've been.
Yes. It's a beautiful end of the country, but the trouble was there was too many fiddle players at the gig.
What was the food like?
What was the what?
The food.
The food?
Yeah.
The food was seafoodish.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
No, but at the festival. I just heard bad things about it.
You heard bad things about
Yeah.
it? Oh, no, it was lots of fun. The only the bad thing was there was too many fiddle players. It was 39. I counted 39 fiddles. And luckily they put them all in the same bunkhouse, so we didn't...
Were they around the fire playing?
No, but they should have been. You're setting me up for this song. Anyway, so this is a little song about... I came back and wrote this little song because it's... if you like the fiddle, this is a tune for you. This festival's amazing. The headliners inspired. Now we'll all go back to our tents and sit around our fires. Our guitars all will come out. We'll sing the songs we know. That is till someone shows up with a fiddle and a bow. But before the rosin leaves their hand, someone cracks them with the frying pan. Throw another fiddle on the fire and wonder when those fools are gonna learn. Maple, ebony, and spruce could be put to better use, and folks that play like fire might get burned. Oh, 'cause listening to that scratchy, squeaky squawk box is a taste that next to no one can acquire. It's high time they were silenced. Let's put an end to violence and throw another fiddle on the fire. Now don't misunderstand me, I think they have their place. They don't bother me a bit while they're in their case. But once they start to tune them and tighten up those bows, I'm like a lawyer, I can't wait until that case is closed. Here's a little thought I hope we'll catch. I think it's high time they met their match. Throw another fiddle on the fire. It warms the heart as far as I'm concerned, to watch it as it catches and slowly turns to ashes. Well, who could roam while Nero's fiddle burned? Oh, the sound of horsehair scraping over catgut is like cleaning out your ears with razor wire. The strings are made of cat, sounds like that cat is still attached. So throw another fiddle on the fire. They start off slowly with the rubber dolly, but that's too simple, so raise the tempo. Then they get going with crazy bowing as it grows steadily into a medley. Oh, I'll be snoozing through Wake Up Susan. Add little burnt tater, I'll throw tomatoes, then maple sugar and crazy poker. Hand me that Luger or cut my juggler. 'Cause first they start a tune and then they jump into another and another and another, and then pretty soon, brother, you wishing you were deaf or you could run for cover as they saw away at every frickin' jig and reel. Several hours later, Mr. Things are not improving. No one seems to pay any attention to the tuning, and you know they're out of tune because you can see the bows moving. Tell me who the hell's Big John McNeil? Then just when you swear it's finally gonna end, they call another key and they start all again. Is it in wonder why I hate the violin? They can kiss London derriere. So much fiddle it boggles up your brain. Every song they play all start to sound the same. The only way to tell the tunes apart by name, yeah right, like anyone cares. Finally it's over, so you start to clap your hands, but they only put the fiddle down so they can do a dance, kicking and jumping like just ants in their pants, so they just stop
called Cotton Mad Cow. Them golden slippers, well, have to welcome that. Orange Bus Special, we've had enough of that. Sounds like someone is beating on a cat. Won't somebody kill me now? Throw another fiddle on the fire. Do what you can to stop that dreadful sound. They should be made unlawful. I ain't heard a noise that awful since the night the orphanage burned down. Oh, liberate those F.O.s from those A-holes. Just toss them on and watch the pile grow higher. Make every squeaky note go down in flames and up in smoke. And throw another fiddle on right into the middle, son. Let's throw another fiddle on the fire. Banjo's next.
Welcome back to the show. You're watching Ensemble on Cable 14. Let's go right back there to Wendell for the rest of the show.
Thank you very much, Jamie. We are back, and for round two, this is really fun. I'm meeting some nice people and hearing some great things and learning a lot right here at this thing. John, you just showed me a bunch of really cool stuff, and I think you're going to use this on your next song.
I think I'll try a little bit of it, yeah.
I think I'm going to have to invest a little more money in my career because you sound fantastic.
Thanks, man.
What do you got for us now?
Well, I guess keeping in with the theme, Unsung Heroes. There's a tradition in the folk song canon of songs about the pugilist, and I wanted to update that to sort of a 21st century story. So that meant writing a song about a UFC fighter. And since I'm a peaceable guy, and I'd be the last thing, that's furthest thing from my talents. I had to wait for that sort of subject to come along and make himself known to me. And one of my shows, sure enough, a guy showed up one day, and he was a former child soldier in Bosnia, and he had come over to Canada shortly after the war over there in the mid-90s, and found himself only relating to the underground fight clubs and in Toronto, and he worked his way up to becoming a professional mixed martial arts fighter, I should say. Everybody's an artist today. It's like the Subway sandwich artist. Anyway, this is loosely based on his story he told me, and it's called Cage Fighter.
Well, they called me the Sarajevo Sandman. I had a light side kick to the head. It was the cage that taught me how to love as I killed. Was the cage that taught me never to hate. I was a child soldier back home in Tuzla. I've been fighting men since I was 10. I wore my dead brother's football jersey, throwing grenades made of Coca-Cola cans. And I had a battery acid smell in my throat, was the smell of adrenaline. In the cage I felt zen, I felt closest to God. In the cage I loved and never feared a thing. And I still miss the river Bosna. I miss that green water now and again. I work night shifts cleaning out offices, thinking about what I am and what I was then. And this world is all just one heart, where love and fear is all that ever beats. Yeah, I wish I was still in the cage where I loved more than I feared. Where I loved more than I feared. And we got out soon after the war. We had a mattress on the floor on Islington. We Back home, Dad was an economist. In Rexdale, he took construction. I went to school at Thistletown Collegiate. 10 minutes I was fighting Somalis. I joined a fight club at Shepherd and Dufferin. 10 months I was fighting for the real money. And it was the Rebel Biker Club. They took a $1,500 ante. And I remember one night showing up in my jeans. But if you're a fighter, it's your eyes that win. My blood mixed with his blood. I needed him, he needed me. We were brothers and he knew that I loved him, even as a skull cracked under my knee. And this world is all just one heart, where love and fear is all that ever beats. Yeah, I wish I was still in the cage where I loved more than I feared, where I loved more than I feared. One night I took $6,000 from a Russian. He wore the tats of the Vorezikonia. Oh, but his stiff eyes of fear gave him away. On his stars I made him kneel for me. The next day I was working in a new cage, making $50,000 a week. Ah, but money taken from the devil goes back to the devil, so to speak. Tonight I open up the hood of my car just to smell that battery acid. Yes, I miss the pain, I miss the hook when the fists miss the elbow lands. I miss the ring girls, yes, I miss my wife. I miss my daughter Madeline on my knee. I miss the sober days when I could still say that I loved more than I feared, that I loved more than I feared. And this world is all just one heart, where love and fear is all that ever beats. Yeah, I wish I was still in the cage where I loved more than I feared, where I loved more than I feared. Yeah, they called me the Sarajevo Sandman. I had a lights out kick to the head.
Wow.
Thanks, man.
Heavy tune.
Nice song.
Heavy tune. And you groove very heavy too. That is very cool. I gotta buy all this stuff.
No, you don't.
I'll just buy that off you. I guess you still need it. Okay, Judi.
Hi, Wendell.
Judi.
It's me. It's me again. Yeah, the Unsung Hero theme. I thought a lot about it once we decided that that's what our theme was going to be. But it's all seemed to escape me now. All those thoughts are gone. This song is called The Access Center. And I wrote it when I lived in Port Dover, Ontario, beautiful Port Dover. I think had I lived in Burlington, it probably would have become a different song, possibly. And if you don't know what an access center is, you're lucky. Shall I just say that? I don't really claim to know what the definition is. It serves as if two parents are in conflict, it can be a place where a parent can exchange the child for visits, or you can actually go to the access center and have a visit with your child in a supervised setting. So again, I wrote it when I was in Port Dover, and yeah, it goes out to my friend Dan, who is an unsung hero, and I think that's it. It goes something like this. It's in the gear of E.
E again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a friend used to smoke some crack. Now she's reaching out to get her life back. Every other Saturday from 11 till 1, they let her see her son, but they keep her under their thumb. The supervisor there, well, she talks a lot and looks down her nose at the great unwashed. Nobody can ask a question, they keep changing the rules. They all went to them fancy schools, and I guess we ain't as smart as all of yous. Cause at the Access Center there's no whispering, no wrestling or roughhousing. The toys are dirty and broken, missing some parts, just like my kid's heart. You see now my old man, well, he has some problems, smoking crack and shooting off firearms, and he was roughing up our daughter and me. Supervisor said, you'll see, her daddy still is what she needs. Cause at the Access Center there's no whispering, no wrestling or roughhousing. The toys are dirty and broken, missing some parts, just like them kids' hearts. Downtown Brown, he can't afford to pay them lawyers anymore. He's been looking to see his boy for over 2 years, but the supervisor list is clear. They don't want his kind around there. Access Center, there's no whispering, no wrestling or roughhousing. The toys are dirty and broken, missing some parts, just like his kid's heart, like all of them kids' hearts, just like my kid's heart.
Oh, I feel like we should have an audience here, like about 600 people in here. They'd be all screaming right now. That was very heavy, yeah. Yeah. I feel so dwarfed by you serious songwriters.
Oh.
You know what? No, I wasn't going there. Sorry, I wasn't going there, buddy. That's not where I was going.
We won't count your shortcomings.
This is your one in C sharp, right?
Yeah, C sharp.
Now, you have a bash on your birthday just about every year, don't you?
Yeah, well, on the milestones, I usually have a big party. But I didn't have one this year. I had a quiet one. Just friends.
It's just like you're 23 now or something.
Yeah. Start reversing the
That was
numbers.
quiet? I think I was at that. Was that a quiet party?
This year?
Yeah.
I didn't have
At the place in Burlington there? Wasn't that your birthday?
that was a different year, dear.
Okay.
I know I got
All
to
right.
spend one with you, and it was really fun.
Well, yeah, we did the big one here in Hamilton at the Hamilton place. We're going to do it again.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do that again. I'll just plant the seed. So now everybody watching is going, oh, when? But heroes, unsung heroes, and different things. So I have a unique hero. As you can tell, I'm wearing my cowboy hat. I got my Gene Autry shirt on and my little cowboy guitar. So I was around horses when I was young. My dad always had horses. He had an Appaloosa named Corporal Jim Dandy. Isn't that a dandy name? And there was a place where we kept horses, and the lady there had a pony named Midnight. And Midnight was the pony that she learned to ride on when she was a kid. So Midnight was quite elderly, and I learned to ride on him. And this is a true story, very verbatim, everything about it. Anybody who knows anything about horses and ponies and different things, we'll get a lot of these little things that I say in the song. And I used to put the bit in his mouth, he'd spit it out, and he would step on my foot, and I'd put the blanket on his back, and he would shake it off. And the one thing that he liked to do is when you put the saddle on the horse, you have to reach under, and much like a belt, there's a cinch, and you tighten the cinch, and he would suck in his breath and make his belly go out. And then you'd go to get on, and then the saddle would slide sideways, or as you were riding, it would start to go sideways.
And so you're riding side saddle.
Yeah, you're just a kid, so your people are yelling at you, let go, face down in the dirt kind of thing. And there was lots of horses I rode, and then one was, I went to the Rockton World Fair one Thanksgiving, and I won some ribbons, and I rode a Appaloosa named Chocolate Chip. Because an Appaloosa has spots, and he was kind of a light color, like a cookie, and then he had chocolate chip spots on his rump. He was a nice horse. So all them horses, and then I called this Riding Midnight, and he didn't like to get rode. He lived to be 43 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The horse years, that's like 300.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Yeah. And so he had a lot of kids ride him, and all those kids, he had every trick in the book. He knew them all. He'd see it coming, and he'd start walking out in the field, to get away. I just got to fix that string there. I think that'll do. So it's a little bit long, so that's why I did the short song in the beginning.
I've ridden horses with golden manes, ridden horses with strange names, Arabians and Appaloosas, like Corporal Jim and Chocolate Chip. But the finest pony I ever knew was as stubborn as a mule. Riding midnight, I learned the rule. Respecting me, I respecting you. And he'd spit out the bridle when I didn't pay attention. Step on my foot, shake off the blanket, sucking his breath when I tighten the cinch. Full of hot air, he let the saddle slip. Riding midnight from dusk till dawn. Riding midnight all night long. Just when you thought I was ready to quit, boy, you better hold on. You run like hell, headed for the barn. I got buckles from the rodeo, 1, 2, 3 ribbons from a horse show. But the best thing I ever won was a day, old midnight run. 'Cause riding midnight wasn't easy. Riding midnight sure kept me busy. Had a lot of tricks, like to make the saddle slip, but I still had one up on him. Yeah, they said he wouldn't run, not for anyone. A stupid pony who was deaf and dumb. He proved them wrong, yes, all along. He just wanted to be left alone. Sing it with me. Riding midnight from dusk till dawn. Riding midnight all night long. Just when you thought I was ready to quit, boy, you better hold on. Run like hell, headed for the barn. One of them guitars over there. That's pretty. That's why he wins all them awards. First call on the A-list.
I get paid by the note.
All right. Round about midnight, I wrote the song, thinking about how he's gone. Little black pony that I rode on, he's in my dreams, and he's in this song. 'Cause I've ridden horses with shaggy manes, ridden horses with fancy names. The Tennessee Stud, the Mustang, the Morgan, but none I recall that wouldn't give up. And I'd saddle him up, I'd kick and cuss, he'd kick and bite, well, I'd kick and cuss. Riding midnight was never a bore, I'm not so sure. It might have been a little horse, but a mighty big chore. Riding midnight from dusk till dawn. Riding midnight all night long. Just when you thought I was ready to quit, boy, you better hold on. Run like hell, headed for the barn. Yeah, run like hell, headed for the barn.
Yes, Shawn
Very
Brush.
nice, Shawn.
Riding Midnight.
Nice playing, boys.
Yes, excellent, excellent. It's now I'm a little scared now because I'm going to do a song I don't do. We looked at the theme, we threw it around. I thought I do have an unsung hero in one of my songs, but I never play it. So I'm going to try it. So I got the lyrics down here in case. So if you feel like joining in, it's in C. You can do whatever the heck you want once we get going. But here we go. This is my unsung hero song.
Now grab a chair and lend an ear, for I have a tale to tell, one you'll remember from your history books. About a man of courage, a man we all know well, although nowadays he's often overlooked. He was born in a cabin by a mighty river's banks, or maybe he was orphaned in a storm. In the famous town of, I'm drawing a blank. It was 1837, no, 1904. He grew up in hardship. His parents both died young. Or maybe he was rich, but ran away. He was raised by his aunt, a Miss, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, now his legend lives on. Even though he is gone, every schoolboy's aware of his fame. For his memory, you see, is etched indelibly and burns in our hearts like a flame. Let's hear it for old, what's his name? Decorated for bravery in the war of, you know the one, where the two sides had some issues they couldn't settle. Armed with only a machete, or was it a machine gun? Anyway, he came back home with a medal. He opened up a law firm. No, wait a minute. I think he raised pigs and spent his spare time working on inventions. He came up with those doohickeys that you put on your thingamajigs and other whatchamacallits too numerous to mention. Still his legend lives on, even though he is gone. Every schoolboy's aware of his fame. For his memory, you see, is etched indelibly and burns in our hearts like a flame. Let's hear it for old, what's his name? For when it came to wits, you see, that man was the epitome. He did it all superbly. It was a mere hyperbole. Take it, Shawn. Very nice. That's in C, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's buried neath his statue, or is it just an unmarked grave? Anyway, it goes to show you, the good die young. And the world will long remember his heroic act so brave. But like these verses, they remain unsung. Still his legend, you see, is etched in, he's gone. Every schoolboy's aware of his fame. For his memory, you see, is etched indelibly and burns in our hearts like a flame. Let's hear it for old, what the hell? Let's hear it for old, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Let's hear it for old, what's his name?
You can see why I don't play that one very often.
Thank you very much for tuning in to Cable 14 for this episode of Ensemble. We want to thank our musicians tonight, Wendell Ferguson, John Brooks, Judi Rideout, and Shawn Brush. If you want to learn more about them, we're going to put some web addresses up on the screen. You can check out more information and their music. Make sure you tune in next time for Ensemble. I'm Jamie Tennant. Thanks for watching.